Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, when it comes to our hair, it's our crowning glory. And although bad hair days can be a reality, knowing our hair type and how best to care for it can help keep our tresses and ourselves feeling fabulous. Clicks has our hair back, and thanks to the Clicks Curls event, we have all the tips and tricks to achieving that dream do.
Having a great hair day can make you feel like you can take over the world. That's because living your best hair life is sure to make you feel great. Now, today we've got experts on hand from South Africa to the US of A to give us tips and tricks on how to best take care of our hair to help us on our hair journey to heavenly tresses. There are so many misconceptions around natural hair. The first one is that natural hair is unmanageable. And secondly is that natural hair there's something wrong with it. And that's a misconception because you need to understand why your hair grows the way that it does, understand that there's different types of textures, there's different types of curl types, and there's nothing wrong with them, they're just different and that they require different care. And the third one is that natural hair is hard to look after. It is not. It's the same as looking after any part of your body and any type of hair.
South Africa is only now starting to have these conversations publicly about self-care, self-love, and looking after your natural hair. What do you think are the most essential elements of a self-care routine?
Well, number one, you have to have a daily regime, a weekly, and a monthly. Daily, you're going to add a moisturizer or some type of humectant to keep the hair soft and flexible. Weekly, you might do a co-wash or some type of cleansing. And then monthly, you're going to actually give a treatment to yourself so that you can keep the hair strong and vibrant.
What are your do's and don'ts for natural hair care?
Do not shampoo your hair every day. Even people who do wash and goes should not shampoo their hair every day. It's just too rigorous on the hair, and it strips the natural moistures that you have. A large do is to hydrate and moisturize on a daily basis. Right. No matter what your hair type is, you need to replenish it and fortify it with some type of moisturizing lotion, cream, or oil.
Natural hair stigmas have been really problematic in our society because it speaks to how women view themselves, and if women view themselves fundamentally in a negative light, it affects every area of their lives. And so conversations like this are helping in just making women feel comfortable about who they are, embrace their God-given aesthetic, and say, well, I'm just going to work with it, and I can enhance it, and I have all the tools to enhance it, and I have all the knowledge, and also I'm doing it in a healthy way that really just makes me feel good about myself.
Nomzamo, in terms of natural hair, what are your top 3 do's or don'ts? Top 3 tips. Number 1, natural hair deserves TLC. So many natural girls, especially those who transition, I transition, and it does get frustrating, especially when it feels like your hair's not going anywhere, and it's just like, oh, sometimes I don't want to do anything to it, and it just looks a mess. But it deserves that TLC. You have to have TLC, and you have to have patience. Number 2, moisture. Moisture is key. Like, moisture is literally your number 1 sort of ingredient when it comes to growing your hair. And number 3, I'd actually have to say, find the perfect cleanser, because you don't have that rubbery feeling after washing your hair, you know, that a normal shampoo that has too many oxidants that are just unnecessary. Yeah. I endorse a cleansing conditioner, and I endorse this one because I think it's perfect and it smells amazing.
You know what stood out for me about all the women here today is that they're so accepting of who they are. Their confidence is not based on anything that they put on. It's a confidence just based in knowing that who they are is perfect, it's enough, and they're just free.
Amanda, as an actress who keeps up with all the latest trends, what are your top hair care tips for girls with natural hair?
I think the best thing to do, the best trend to keep up with is your natural form. So however your natural hair is to look after it that way. It's so important to get our hair trimmed and cut into a great style. I think styling is underrated. Before we think of putting on an excellent 30-inch weave or like a Kim Kardashian bob, just the perfect cut or styling can change your entire look, and that's a way you could keep up with trends with not altering with your natural hair.
Now, having been a naturalista myself most of my life, I know that maintaining natural hair can really be difficult. But if you know your curl type and you know what kind of products to use on your hair, the journey can be really worth it. So hang in there and don't give up. Crystal, why is it important to know what kind of product is good for your curl type?
Because if you're using the wrong product, it's the equivalent of running backwards. So you could not get the effects that you need. You could have dry hair when you should have more moisturized hair.
So which kind of products are good for wavy, curly, and coily hair?
Coily, wavy, curlier textures are going to be 3s and 4s. So that's where the curl is very defined. It's a kinkier texture or a Z pattern texture. And so you're looking for moisture balance. You're looking for products that have more oil-based lines and then more oil-based ingredients. The coconut oils, the avocado oils, the mango products. Because the natural hair is like a sponge. So it constantly is soaking up the moisture.
Tell us more about curl type 1 and 2.
1s and 2s can actually use more water-based products. They don't require that much oil. Why? Because they actually excrete more oil than the 3s and 4s.
You have to know your curl type, guys. Okay, so all you have to do, if you still don't know your curl type, go online and say, just type in curl type. It'll come up. And there's actually a hair chart that shows you a drawing of your curl, and you'll be able to recognize your curl, and then you'll know exactly where you are. The reason why you need to know what your curl type is because you need to know what kind of products to use on your curl type, you need to know how often to wash your hair, and you also need to know how to treat your hair and what kind of comb or tools to use on your hair. And that's been the most liberating thing for me, because now I know how often I wash my hair, I know how to treat it, I know how to handle it. I just feel empowered because I'm informed. Curl type, know your curl type. I'm a 4C. If you've got hair like mine, it's a 4C.
So what excites you most about having a brand that cares for natural hair?
It's not just about a business. What I jump out of bed for is the impact that I'm having. My tagline for Afro Botanics is my own kind of beautiful. And for my kiddies range is beautifully made. Because I want to see a generation of African women who are affirmed and don't have a part of themselves they're disconnected from, that they don't like. If you have a part of yourself you don't like or you're disconnected from, then it messes with your whole ability to fulfill your destiny, live your best life. So that's what excites me the most about seeing women embrace beauty and change the standard of beauty and how we view beauty.
One of the biggest misconceptions that women have about their curl types is that they believe it's inferior to somebody else's. They look at how somebody else's hair curls and they're like, my hair's not like that, therefore it's not great. And I mean, your relationship with your hair can get really, really emotional. Mine's very emotional. Like, I've cried about my hair, you know? So I'm very intimate with my hair. So that is the misconception that yours is inferior to somebody else's. It is not. It is your curl type. It is perfect for you. And if you can learn to love it, it'll be the greatest gift that you can give yourself. I've learned a lot of stuff that I didn't know before, but what I do know now is that I need to have a weekly plan, I need to have a daily plan, and I need to have a monthly plan. And it's all set out literally in my head. I can see the whole plan. I have a plan for my hair. My hair has a future. Seeing all these women here today feel so good about themselves is affirming for me as a woman. It's affirming for me as a Black African woman who grew up on ads depicting straight, long, blonde hair as the ultimate thing to have, and feeling like if you don't fit into that bracket, then you're ugly, you're not feminine, and that your hair is not even worth talking about or even advertising for. And I'm just really proud. I think that it's been a really fruitful day for me. It's just been a reminder about my own beauty and celebrating myself and appreciating seeing other women do it, yeah.
Clicks. Feel good, pay less.